It's my birthday.
Deal with it.
Hi friends, and welcome back to another vlog. If you are new here, my name is Lena, and this is where I talk about books mostly, but also a little bit about my family life, a little bit about being an art teacher, and whatever else interests me at the time, because I'm neurodivergent and I hyperfixate on new things all the time. So this is going to be a birthday vlog. It's my birthday in 9 days, and so I want to do a birthday week this year. I tend to build birthdays up in my head to be a really big deal, and then when they get there I panic and I shut down, and then I don't do anything special. So I really want to spend a week prioritizing doing things that make me happy. One of those things is of course going to be reading. So I have got a mini TBR here of 3 books that I'm going to read for my birthday. Because I am a Leo, I decided to create some prompts for myself, and I will show you the books that I'm going to be reading for this reading vlog, and then I'm just gonna bring you with me when I do things that I enjoy. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this vlog. The first prompt that I made for myself, because I am a Leo, I wanted to find a book that either had a lion, the word lion in the title, or a picture of a lion on the cover. I chose Roses in the Mouth of a Lion. I haven't heard a ton of people talk about this, but it sounded like an incredible story, female friendship and queer love in a Muslim American community. So I was like, sign me up. I'm here for it. It's just not one that I've really seen on BookTube. The next prompt was to have a book that either that had the element of fire, either again on the cover or in the title. And so I had this YA book that I had bought like on a whim when it was on a like buy one get one half off table at Barnes & Noble, like at least a year ago, but maybe longer. So it's All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue, a girl who discovers the tarot and starts doing tarot readings for kids at school, and she kind of becomes like, you know, kind of the talk of high school, and she does a reading for a kid, and like a very mysterious card that she's unfamiliar with comes up, and then the kid goes missing. Sounds like it will have a little bit of mystery to it, and I'm a tarot reader myself. I'm always really interested when the tarot is in a story, and I always like to see how it's framed and how it's done. Ooh, and there's like illustrations of tarot cards in there, so I'm super excited for this one. I'm not usually big on YA, so we'll see. The little tiny bit of fire is these candles that she has lit here. And then my last prompt is to read a book that has a ruby cover. And ruby's kind of tricky because it's not like a true red like a garnet. It's got almost like a pinkish tone to it. So I was having a tough time finding books on my shelf. Okay, wait a minute. I think I just saw one. One that has been on my shelf that I haven't read is Honor. This riveting and immersive novel tells the story of 2 couples and the sometimes dangerous and heartbreaking challenges of love across a cultural divide. And that sounds pretty good. So I'm thinking that these are gonna be my books. Yeah, so this is my birthday TBR. In advance, let me apologize if I am looking off to the side because I'm using my new camera, but I am not used to there being like a picture showing. Like usually I'm just talking to my phone, but I'm talking to the back side of it so I can't see anything, and I just like hope I'm in the frame. So now that I can see that, it keeps distracting me, and I just need to get used to it. So I apologize while I learn how to use my camera. Yay! Thank you for being here, and I will keep you updated. up for my birthday TBR is Roses in the Mouth of a Lion. I wanted to have a Leo specific bookmark. I found collages that I liked on Pinterest, and then I used my Canon Ivy to print. And these are the inkless printing, and so they actually have like the back that you can like peel off and they become a sticker. So it might be fun to put in my reading journal when I am done. So yeah. I'm on page 19 and an animal has already died in a cruel, horrible way. Just warning you. We are just taking a nice little walk around our neighborhood right now. Not that this is like super special. We do this literally every day, but still, I enjoy it, so we're doing it. Well, hello friends. Look how fancy I look with this little microphone. We're gonna see how this works out. It was $14 on Amazon, so I don't have the highest expectations, but my shotgun mic is made for vlogging, so when I record a segment like this, it's really echoey and it doesn't pick up the sound very well. So I thought I would try this for $14 before, spending like $200, $300 on a microphone. So let me know your thoughts. I know one thing, it makes me feel super important. So I just finished my first book, which is Roses in the Mouth of a Lion. And this was an amazing coming of age story. I don't always care for a coming of age story, but this was so beautiful, and it really was an amazing picture of female friendship. It's not about like a closeted girl who is in love with her friends who are girls, which is, I think, oftentimes kind of like a harmful theme that I see come up more often than I think it should. All of the characters were so distinct and well developed because you see them as they're growing up. They start off really young, wherever kids play in Queens in the 80s. It did a really good job of exploring topics that were a big deal at the time as well, like the AIDS epidemic, violence towards Muslim Americans, immigrants. This family of the main character, they're Pakistani. And there's also like a really interesting picture of another young girl who's from a Greek and Italian family, her experiences, and like the perception of her being white versus not white. I loved Razia, the main character. I just loved her so much. I listened to the audiobook while reading it, and the author is the one who narrates the audiobook, so it's just perfection. This was easily a 5-star read. Although there are sad and emotional bits in it, didn't tear me apart. It really left me feeling really hopeful, not only for Razia, but for the other friends in her life. I wish that I had read this before my mid-year freakout tag, because this would for sure have gotten a mention. This is beautiful. So, taking a water break. We just went for a walk, and it is heating up really quick outside, so I am very warm. I think that I am going to start with honor, because this one is going to be a bit heavier. I feel like I could deal with a little more heavy right now. I don't feel like I need a break. Roses in the Mouth of a Lion did not wear me out. I'm like ready for more emotions. Got another Leo bookmark, and I will let you know how it goes. has been a lovely little day today. We started by going on a picnic to our local splash pad with my friend Katie and her son Ollie. So we had a really good time there until we got rained out because a torrential downpour just started out of nowhere. So it was short, but it was sweet. So we are in the car because I am on my way to go to Home Depot because I need to get some plants for our backyard just to kind of like fill in some of the areas where like the plants haven't survived and need to be replaced because Harvey Fox's birthday party is going to be in our backyard in 2 weeks. So I need to make sure that it looks nice. Hello friends. So last night I finished reading Honor, and this was an incredibly painful, difficult book to read, but it is such an important story. It takes place in modern day India and explores themes of misogyny, prejudice, classism and caste systems, poverty. Did I say misogyny? Because intense misogyny and violence towards women in kind of like these two women's stories, but their stories converge throughout the book, and the main storyline that we are following is our main character is writing a story on the other woman and what has happened to her. She was born in a Hindu family and fell in love with a Muslim man, and they were married, and her brothers set their home on fire one night when they are asleep, and her husband Abdul is killed. And Meena, the sister, she is horribly disabled and burned. She is pregnant. So she decides to pursue trying to have her brothers put in prison for murdering her husband as a way of protecting her and protecting her child. So it follows the month leading up to when that verdict is given. It is so difficult as our main character is interviewing not only Meena, but different men throughout the village that they live in and the village that she came from. There is just so much corruption interwoven through this community to the point where when people are clearly being attacked, no one stands up for them, even though it is clear, we know who is innocent and who is not. So it was just so difficult to read and experience. So if you are looking for a really emotional piece you're just going to get like sucked into and you're going to be in the depths of those emotions, then this is for sure the book for you. It had me in tears at the end, and I don't cry very often at books. Incredibly difficult and painful, and even though there is all of this violence and pain throughout the story, it still manages to end on a very hopeful, uplifting note, which I think is really amazing because as I was going through it, I was like this can't turn around. I just felt so much despair and sadness for the characters. And so the author does an incredible job of really pulling you into the situation, making you feel like you are there in it. And I think a lot of that has to do with the way the story is paced as well. So it was really well done. The writing is beautiful. If you can handle sad and if you can handle horrific mistreatment of women, it is a great book. And part of that is that's part of the story, right? It's not just
the mistreatment of women for the sake of mistreating women. Like that's part of the narrative and what's being discussed and explored within the story. So it was great. It was beautiful, but it was sad. A note on the cover design, because I was like, what do these mangoes have to do with this story? But I did see, like, once reading it, how it is involved, and I just think that's such a beautiful cover for this story. And now I am reading my third and final book for my Leo reading vlog, which is All Our Hidden Gifts, which takes place in Ireland, which I didn't know until I started reading it, so I was very excited about that. But this young girl, Maeve, she goes to a private school. She's like in high school, and she finds a deck of tarot cards and just kind of instantly connects with it, instantly has just like a really like internalized understanding of the deck and what all of the cards represent and what they mean. And so she's like spending a lot of time with these cards, and word is getting around at school. So now all of the kids want to have their tarot cards read, their fortunes read. And so right now I'm still really early on. I'm on like chapter 4. So right now she's just doing tarot readings. She's bought some of her first crystals and gone to like a metaphysical shop and stuff. So it's just kind of her exploring this like spiritual side. And but I know that mystery will soon ensue, because on the blurb on the back it says that she does a tarot reading for a kid and then they go missing. So waiting for that little storyline to start here. So, and also very important note is that this book is like so floppy. It feels so good to open and read. Love when a book feels good to hold and read. And the last 2 books that I read were hardcovers. And so I don't know, I just like forget like how good like a nice paperback feels. I tend to buy a lot of hardcover books, I guess because like I buy them before maybe the paperbacks are released, but man, a paperback feels good. And we are about to go to a bookstore that is about an hour away from me, but it is Betty's Pages, which I follow on TikTok, and you should too. She gives the most amazing book recommendations. Yeah, so that's what we have planned for today. I'm very excited. And then that's kind of like the last real like big birthday thing that I have planned. Hi guys. We're going to try and keep this short and sweet because it is so hot. I am so warm. And I also ate spaghetti for dinner, so I'm like really full, plus being hot, and it's just uncomfortable. I'm gonna stay hydrated with my gigantic cup that I got for back to school. So hopefully that will help me. I'm testing it out to make sure that I actually like it. It like just arrived, and I just can't tell, like, is this too much of a beer stein? It's 50 ounces, which is why I got it, because I get super dehydrated during my teaching days. And I got it in white because I thought, oh, I'll cover it in stickers and that'll be so much fun. So I'm doing a lot of rambling right now for trying to keep this short and sweet. So anyways, I finished my last Leo book, All Our Hidden Gifts. I'm very glad that I ended on this one, because this one was much lighter than the other 2, and it had like a fun little bit of mystery, and it just had so much magic like interwoven all throughout. So if you were a millennial who grew up loving the craft and just wants to revisit your teenage years, maybe this would be for you, because there's like lots of fun magical stuff beyond just the tarot. So I guess like what I loved about it most was that not only is there a lot of metaphysical elements and magical things happening throughout this story, but it also tackles issues that are big in our culture right now and that need to be talked about and that need to be worked through as a collective. You know, they talk about gender identity and LGBTQIA plus rights. They talk about racism. The stakes were high, but not too high. yeah, I had a good time with it. There is a sequel that I will for sure be listening to. The sequel is also on Scribd, so that makes me happy. So thank you so much for being here for my birthday vlog. This was so wonderful. What a great week this was. I am going to be wrapping up this week with just baking some cupcakes and having like a little cookout with my family on my birthday, and then we're gonna go see Barbie, and that just sounds perfect to me. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.